Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to yet another episode of the Switch It Up Show. I am joined by my wonderful co-host, Mr. sethtrav, and of course, I'm your friend Glenn. Mr. sethtrav, how are you?
I am doing super well today. How are you, Guy?
I'm doing all right. You see what I did with the intro right there? I switched it up. Switch it up,
Joe. Oh, you switched it up just like the show.
I got you, bro. I know what you like, and I know what you like, ladies and gentlemen. You are listening to the Nintendo Switch, basically like indie game podcast, although we do dabble in a little bit of everything. I actually am bringing it back to a classic type of genre with Skyland Rush Air Raid Attack. But before we soar into the skies with Skyland Rush, let's take a little flight with these sweet, sweet tunes. Right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Anamanaguchi. If you enjoy their music, I encourage you, I implore you to check out the show notes. You're going to find the links to all the different tunes right there, as well as I think the Anamanaguchi page on SoundCloud is there. If not, I'm sure you can find it following the links yourself. But it is worth the exploration because they make some wonderful, wonderful music. But I am here to talk about a wonderful, wonderful game? Question mark? I don't know. Let's find out with Skyland Rush Air Raid Attack. It is $6.99 on the Nintendo eShop, and you get 35 gold coins when you make that purchase. This game has only been out for about a week or so look at us being timely. It is rated E on the Nintendo eShop, and it is from our new friends over at Zero Uno Games, like that. Let me go ahead and give you a little bit of the synopsis. Ready, aim, fire, and fire again. Are you ready for this frantic journey? A shooting rush game against creatures of the dark. Shoot and fly through the sky of Skylandia in an epic adventure. How far can you get? Dash into the world and challenge your skills in this side-scrolling game. It features shoot as many creatures as possible to increase your score. Use powerful charms to upgrade your weapons. Beware of puzzling traps in your skyway. Explore action-packed game blocks of elevating difficulty. Complete challenging missions and claim the rewards. Brace yourself, Guardians may toughen your journey. Collect egglings to unlock the awakening and meet the Titans. Evil has taken over Skylandia. Xenia needs your help. Survive the sneaky attacks of various bugsters, ominous witches, robo-birds, little devils, and other notorious monsters that will threaten your mission. Shoot 'em up to clear your way and claim the rewards. A long journey lies ahead. Dark times shall not prevail. Tap and balance through dense vegetation, blocking rocks and dangerous caves. Collect powerful charms to wipe out all enemy creatures with your super weapons. Avoid or smash the obstacles and spot the hidden traps ahead so that you can disable them in time. During your epic adventures, different types of egglings will come across your path. Each one of them is an ill omen of an evil presence. Collect them all while the monstrous titans await to be awakened. Join Xenia's journey to the adventurous Skylandia. Whew. A long synopsis right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Tongue twisting in there.
A little bit. That or exposing the fact that I can barely read. It's one of the two, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead, check out the back catalog of over 100 episodes and let me know what my reading level is over on Twitter at Switch It Up Show. Tell me which grade I land in. And speaking of grades, let's talk about this game a little bit before I assign it a score. So this game is pretty neat. It's definitely a little more of like the retro feel to it. I wanted to have this game on this episode because like it just kind of like felt like when you think of Nintendo Switch and you think of like indie games on it, I feel like this has all of the ingredients of like just like the normal like what you would expect indie game, and I mean that in like a nice way. It's got the really cool like cell like brightly colored graphics. It is a 2D side scroller. It is a shoot 'em up style type game, and you're going through and you're fighting all these different enemies, exploding all these boxes, rescuing these cute little animals. It's almost like you're playing maybe like there's a couple games like in Rayman Origins or in some of the Rayman games where you are basically like flying through the air and you're shooting and you're going through and like collecting all these different creatures. And it seems like this is kind of what's going on in this game. Kind of like if Sonic was a side-scrolling like aerial type shooting game, that's what this game feels like. You're going through and you're collecting all these gold coins. Think of them like maybe your rings if you are a Sonic fan. And you use those coins, to go through, purchase different upgrades. And what I thought was really cool is when you die and you don't have any lives left, you use those coins to kind of like purchase your continues. So it incentivizes you, aside from the fact that, it's like padding your score to collect those coins, you're going to need those coins in order to continue where you left off. I thought that was really cool because I can't remember a game where you had to do that. Even in like Sonic or Mario, like you can collect coins to get lives, but you can't really collect them to get like kind of continues. So I thought that was really neat because I remember the first time I died and it was like, do you have like 1,100 coins? And I had like 1,200 something. And I was like, oh, like I had no idea that was going to be one of the things that like kind of works through this game. Like I just thought it was really neat and unique. So that was cool. I love being able to go through and save the little creatures. There are like, as you kill different enemies, you'll see like these like little like almost like octopus looking type creatures that are surrounded in like a clear goo that you have to basically touch them. And when you touch them, you can collect them. And there's like 6 of them scattered in every single level. And they are adorable. Once you collect one of them, you're definitely gonna go through and collect them all. And this is a side scrolling type, like shooter type game. So what's happening is the background is kind of always moving. You're not really, like you can move to the right more and go further in the level, but you're never going to outpace the speed at which the level is moving. It's like auto advancing. Almost like if you didn't touch the controller and you were just like soaring through the air, you would still move through the level is basically what I'm trying to say. But because because that's always going, like if you see one of those creatures that you want to rescue, like you better get over there and get it because there is no going back. So if you miss it, like that's it. Like you're not saving them again. So you really gonna have to pay attention to like where are all the coins at, where are these creatures that I'm trying to rescue, if you want to be able to get the most out of all the stuff. You don't have to save all the creatures, but I'm telling you, they're super cute. You're gonna want to save them all. So make sure that you're paying attention while you play this game. This was different than what I was expecting. When I first checked out the artwork for the game, I didn't know it was like a shooter. I saw like the side scrolling type thing and I was like, oh, this is going to be a fun platformer. It is not like that. You definitely do have to be kind of like into like the shoot 'em up type thing a little bit. It's not super difficult in terms of like shoot 'em up. It's really not. There's not like a lot of like bullets you need to avoid. In fact, you are the person shooting all the bullets. There are some enemies, but I feel like you can kind of dispel them like pretty easily. But that being said, collect those coins. You need them in order to keep going because even though the enemies aren't like super vicious, sometimes it can be numerous, and I feel like that's where you can get into trouble. But this is a neat game. It's got a like different type of approach to like, I don't know, like the shoot 'em up genre. It's not the same as all the other ones. If you ever played a shoot 'em up game and you were like, I wish this felt more like a platformer, that's what this is. So it's a unique blend. I like this game. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 4 out of 5.
Wow, high praise.
Yeah, man, different and fun.
High praise. We do a lot of different games on here, and we do a lot of these visual novels. And this is one of the most different ones I've ever played. It's called Angels with Scaly Wings. It is $7.99 when you purchase it now, and you get 40 gold coins when you get it digitally. I, however, for this review, reviewed it on the PS5. So I got a bunch of the trophies, and that actually was a good time. But the description goes, can you solve the mysteries of the world of dragons before it's too late? After the discovery of a mysterious portal, you are selected as one of the few humans to travel to the world of dragons. While you serve as an ambassador, you learn more about the strangely familiar place and discover that your human colleagues know more than he's letting on. Woohoo. It will be up to you and the friends you make to uncover the conspiracy that threatens the newly discovered world. In the process, you may even find love. It features epic mind-bending story with over 175,000 words. Cultivate friendships, or maybe more, with dragons including 5+ character routes. Make meaningful decisions that affect the story with more than 13 unique endings. Unlock exclusive images of the main cast, solve crimes, and uncover the secrets of the world of dragons. It's from our good friends over at Retaliaca Games, and it's developed by the people over at Radical Pie, or Pie with an H. Hard to say. It is rated T14 because of blood and gore, violence, language, and sexual themes. You know, ladies and gentlemen, because they've driven the message home so much, I'm going to let you know that, like most choose your own adventure anything, you can, in fact, try to sleep with the dragons. So if that was what you were looking for, it's a 5-star game for you already because you won. You can definitely make that almost happen. Maybe. I don't know. I don't think I may have chose something wrong. This game is very interesting. Like a lot of the visual novels that we play, a lot of these choose your own adventure stories, it unfortunately doesn't feature any voiceover work, which is a bit of a drag. However, I did play this on Twitch. You can see the video down below. I was able to get a solid 15 people watching, and we had a pretty good time with it. The choices you make in the game actually do affect things, which is very cool. It is one of those things that I appreciate the most about these things, because if you go back a few episodes, you'll actually hear that you recently played a game where it seemed like your decisions weren't really affecting anything at all. And that can be a real drag, especially with this stuff, because that's almost the point of playing the visual novel, is that your decisions will have an effect. This game, you'll definitely see that. People will react to you differently. People will give you different things. You can flirt harder with some of the dragons, which is great, because that should always be the goal in choose your own adventure anything, is to sleep with everyone. And they almost make it happen here. It's a little awkward in reality, because it's like, this is a dragon, but like, it's fun, it's kitsch, the characters are all unique, and it's interesting because I felt, even without me doing my weird stupid voices for all of them, I felt that they had some personality, and I felt that they were at least developed a little bit. And maybe it's because I was assigning them such strong personalities based on just their appearance, but you know, it's a visual novel type choose your own adventure game. You've got to go on these appearances a little bit. And that's also part of the fun, is because some of the choices are like, don't judge a book by its cover. Ooh. There are some detective elements to it, which are pretty cool. And the story is pretty unique. It's essentially like you go through a Stargate and you're in this world of dragons. And it's exactly like with people, where they have these legends of what human beings were. And there are these legendary beasts, just like we have legends about dragons. The story gets unique, and it becomes one of those, you know, almost Marvel type things where the universes are at stake, which is fun and it's cool. And I don't know, I had a really good time with this game. I was very surprised by it. The music was nice. I just wish that there was some actual voice acting, or maybe a little bit more sounds to it. But because of all of that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give Angels with Scaly Wings a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, it's interesting. A lot of times with the visual novel, sometimes you have like a really good soundtrack, but you almost never get any type of like narration at all.
I think it's because they would want you to either read at your own pace, or assigning it a voice would take away from your own imagination with it. It's a fine line that you have to sort of dance between wanting to be a book and wanting to be the more visual medium.
Yeah. No, I understand that, because I mean, like, you know, it's almost like when you read a book, you read it in your own voice, and you kind of have you subconsciously create like these tones for characters. So I guess if they had that in there, maybe that would ruin it for you.
I think of it the same way as like Paranormal Activity, where it's like the less you see, the better, because you can think of it yourself. So in a lot of these visual novels, the less you hear, the better, because you can make it up yourself as you go.
Yeah, like it's scarier because like you're making it, you know.
Exactly. Like, it's always going to be more interesting than anything they can show you, because your own imagination can and should be more interesting than what's presented to you.
Yeah, we're not a movie podcast here on the Switch It Up Show, but I'm telling you
we
right now,
do a side one.
we do. I'm telling you right now, Paranormal Activity, one of the most underrated films. I feel like that movie like holds up so well.
The first two, 100%. Even the third.
Yeah,
100%.
I'd say the first three are pretty much solid. Completely,
Once they pull
all
out
the
the
way
Xbox,
through.
it's over. I don't want to watch them anymore.
That's it. They fire up that Kinect. You're like, uh-oh.
Yep.
I haven't watched 4 or 5. Or no, I saw 4. I haven't seen 5. Seen the marked ones.
All of them.
Haven't seen
every
5.
one of them. Even the Japanese unofficial one.
Tokyo Night.
Yeah.
I got you, Mr. Trav. And ladies and gentlemen, we have you right here on the Switch It Up show. Thank you once again for listening to our reviews. Make sure you subscribe on whatever platform you're listening to. We have a ton of episodes at your disposal, and let us know what you think over on the Switch It Up show Twitter at Switch It Up show, and head on over to our website www.preach.us and check out all the other shows, because for some reason you're not really into this show, you can always switch it up.